Luke chapter 16. Elegen decai prostus matertas, and he was saying to the disciples, Anthropostis blusios hos eken oikonomon. A certain man was rich, who was having a house steward. Kai hutos dieble te autoi, hos diascorpidzon ta hyparkon ta autu. And this one uh, accused, this one was accused to him as scattering his belongings. Kai ponersa sauton epen autoi. And having called him, he said to him, Tituto akuo perisu. What is this I am hearing concerning thee? Apodos ton logon, give back the word, that is, render thou an account. Des oikonomia su, of thy stewardship. Ugardune eti oikonomen, for thou art no longer being able, for thou art not being able any longer to be stewarding. Epen de en heautoi, ho oikonomos. But the steward said in himself, Tipoyeso, what should I do? Hoti hokuriosmu apairetai tön oikonomian apemu, because my Lord is taking away the stewardship from me. Skapten ukiskuo, I am not being strong to be digging. Epaiten aiskunomai, to be begging, I am being ashamed. Egnon tipoyeso, I know what I should do. Hina hotan metastato, ecters oikonomias texon taime estus oikus heauton, so that when I should be removed or transferred out of the stewardship, they might receive me into their own houses. Kai proskalesamenos hena hekaston ton creopel creope creopeleton tu curiu heautu elegantoi protoi poson opeles toi curioi mu. And having summoned each one of the debtors of his own lord, he was saying to the first, How much art thou owing to my lord? Hode epen hekaton patus elaius. And he said, 100 butts of oil. Hode epen autoia. But he said to him, Texai su ta grammata, kai katisas ta keos grapson benter conta. Take of thee the letter, or the IOU, kai katisas, and having sat ta keos quickly, ta grapson benter conta, write thou 50. Epeta heteroia epen. Thereafter to another he said, Sudeposon o peles. What, what, how much, and how much thou owest, how much thou art owing. Hode epen, and he said, Ekaton koru situ, 100 kors of wheat. Lege autoi, he is saying to him, Dexai su ta grammata kai grapson, ogdo konta. Take thy letters and write 80. Kai epoinesen hokurios ton oikonomon te sadikias. And the Lord commended the house steward, the house steward of the unrighteous. Hoti pronimos epoiesen, that wisely he effectuated. Hoti hoi hui oi tu aionos tu pronimoteroi hypertus huius tu potos estern genean tern heautonesin. For the sons of this age are wiser beyond the sons of the light in their own generation. Kai ego humin lego, and I am saying to you, he autois poiesate pilu sectu mamona te sadikias, hina hotan eklipei texontai humas estas aionius gernas. Make ye yourselves friends, make ye friends for yourselves out of the mamona of the unrighteousness, so that when it eclipse, that is, it fail, they receive you into Ionic tabernacles. Hopistos en elakistoi, kai en poloi, pistos estin. The one faithful in a little, also in much is faithful. Kai ho en elakistoi adikos, kai en poloi adikos estin. And the one in a little unrighteous, also in much is unrighteous. It's good that he followed this saying, he followed the previous parable with this saying, so that you would know that he was not trying to teach that you should be unfaithful with another person's stuff, but rather you should be wise with the mammon that you have and not hoard it, but use it for the good of the kingdom, that you might find eternal friends. Eun entoi adikoi mamonai, pistoi ukegeneste, to alertinon, dishumin pisteuse. If therefore in the unrighteous mammona ye were not faithful, to alertinon, dishumin pisteuse, the true, who shall be entrusting you? Who shall be entrusting the true to you? Kai entoi allotrioi pistoi ukegeneste. And if in the things of another ye were not faithful, and if in the things of another, yes, ye were not faithful. To humeteron tisto se humin, who shall give to you your own things. Ude soiketes tunatai tusit kuriois tu leuen. No house steward is being able to serve, to be serving two lords. Gar ton henna misese, kai ton heteron agapese. For the one he shall hate, and the other he shall love. Henos antexetai, kai tu heteru katapronese, or of one he shall take heed, and of the other he shall despise. Udunaste teoia du leuen, kai mammonai. Ye are not being able to be serving to God and to Mammona. Ekuon de tauta panta hoi parisaioi pilarguroi hyparkontes. Kai exemykterizon auton, and all the Perishim, lovers of silver, being lovers of silver, were hearing all these things. Sorry. And the Perishim, lovers of silver, being, were hearing all these things. And they were turning the nose up at him, scoffing him. Kai e penautois, and he said to them, Hume seste, hoi dikaiuntes heautu xenopion ton anthropon. Ye are the ones justifying yourselves before the men. Hodeteos ginoske tas cardias humon, but the God is knowing your hearts. Hoti to enantroi, hoti to enantropois hypsilon, bdelugma enopion tu seu. That the thing among men to be lofty is an abomination before the God. Honomos kai hoi propertai mekri yo hannu. Apotote he basilea tu teu. Euangelizetai kai pas e sautern biadzetai. The law and the prophets unto Yohanan. From then the kingdom of the God is being announced, and everyone is using force into it. Eukopoteron, destin tonuranon kai tön gön parelten, tu nomu mian geraian besen. But it is easier the sky and the earth to pass rather than one stroke or one serif of the law to fall. Pas ho apoluon tön gynaika autu, gaigamon heteran moi kewe. Everyone, the one divorcing or putting away his woman and marrying another is committing adultery. Kai ho apolelumenen apo andros gamon moi kewe, and the one marrying a woman divorced from a man is committing adultery. Anthropos tetis plusios. But a certain man was rich, kai enedidusketo porpuran kai buson, and he was being enclothed with purple and linen euprainomenos, being glad, being gladdened, delighted, katermeran, every day, lampros, splendidly. Ptokos tetis onomati Lazaros ebebleto proston pylona autu helgomenos. But a certain beggar by name Lazarus having had been thrown to his gate, being having become full of sores. Gai epitumon kortasternai apoton piptonton apotes trapezes tu plusiu, and desiring to be fed from the things falling from the table of the rich man. Allakai hoikunes erkomenoi epelekon ta helge autu. But even the dogs coming were licking his sores, ulcers. Egeneto de apotsanen ton ptokon kai apenecternai auton hypoton angelon eston kolpon Abraham. And it happened, the death of the poor man died and to be carried, and him to be carried by the angels, the messengers, into the bosom of Abraham. Apetanen de kai hoplusios kai etape, and also the rich man died and was buried. Kai entoi haide eparas tus optalmus autu, and in the Haides, he, having lifted up his eyes, hyparkon en basanois, being in torments, horai, Abraham apomakroten, kai Lazaron, entois, kolpois autu. He is seeing Abraham from afar, and Lazarus in his bosom. Gaiautos ponersa sepen. And he, having cried out, said, Pater Abraham, Father Abraham, eleison me, mercy me, gai pempson Lazaron, and send Lazarus hina papsei to akron tu daktulu au tu hydatos kai kata psuksöj den glorsanmu, that he might dip the tip of his finger in water and might cool off my tongue. Hoti odunomai en tei plogi tautei, because I am in intense pain in this flame. Epende Abraham, but Abraham said, Teknon, child, mnus 30, hoti apelabesta agatsasu entei zoeisu. Remember thou that thou receivedst thy good in thy life. Kai Lazarus homoios ta kaka, and Lazarus likewise the evil things, the bad. Nunte hode parakaletai, but now here he is being comforted. Sude odunasai, but thou art being tormented. Kai en pasi tu tois metaxu hermon, kai humon, kasma mega hesterictai, and in all these between us and you is a great chasm. A great chasm has been made firm. Hopos hoitelontes diabernai, so that those willing to cross enten proshumas from here to you merdunontai might not be being able. Merde hoi eketen proshermas, neither those from there to us diaperosin are crossing over, should be crossing over. Epende eroto unse, but he said, therefore I am asking thee, pater, father, hina pempseis auton eston oikon tu patrosmu, so that thou might send him into the house of my father. Eko garpente adelpus, for I am having 5 brothers. Hopos diamaratura taiautois, so that he might be testifying to them. Hina mer kai autoi eltosin eston topon tuton tes basanu, so that not also they should come into this place of the torment. Lege de autoia Abraham, but Abraham is saying to him, Ekusi mousea gaitus propertas. They are having more share, and the prophets, accusator san autoi. Let them listen to them. Hode epen uki pater Abraham, but he said, Nay, Father Abraham, alea antis apon necron poreuteia prosautus, metanoesusin. But if one should go from dead ones to them, they shall repent. Epen de autoia, but he said to him, E moiseos kaiton properton ukakuusin. Ude antis eknekron anastoi bester sontai. If of Moshe and of the prophets they are not listening, neither if one from dead ones should arise, shall they be persuaded.